Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm your host Chris Davis, and today we're going to review Star Wars The Bad Batch Season 3 Episode 9. So in this episode, we see a very popular character from the Clone Wars return. And it is Assaj Ventress, and this is huge because I don't know if they showed this in the Clone Wars, but I know somewhere in the comics she was supposed to have died at the hands of Count Dooku. Like, she was supposed to be dead, but she is alive now. Like, she's alive. Yeah, like this is a retcon because she was supposed to have died like in the Clone Wars. Dooku was supposed to have killed her, and so this is like way before. This is before the Empire is like formed. Like Count Dooku, he died before like the Empire showed up. Okay, but like in the comics, Count Dooku, like he kills Assaj Ventress. So to make a long story short, this is a retcon. Assaj Ventress is alive now, and the clones meet her because Badger and Omega, they go in this cave and they see this ship, and it's Assaj Ventress' ship. And why is Assaj Ventress here? How did she find this planet? She explains that in the last episode, Fennec reached out to her and she came to give the clones some information. And so she basically tells them the very basics of M count. So she tells them like M count is midichlorians, and this is important because depending on like how high your midichlorian count is, that will that shows how much potential you have like over the Force. So it's Jedi stuff. And Omega basically is like, what does that mean? Like my midichlorian count. Like, what does the Empire want with me? What does Hemlock want with me? And Assaj Ventress, she says she doesn't know. And basically, Omega wants to see, hey, do I have the potential to be a Force wielder? And then Assaj Ventress basically responds with, doesn't mean you have a high midichlorian count. Doesn't mean like you're a Force wielder. You're gonna have to be trained in order to be a Force wielder. And so, at first, Hunter, Wrecker, and Crosshair don't recognize her, and Assaj Ventress is doing these tests with Omega, and Omega is having trouble with the first one. She's slipping on a rock while balancing on one foot and having a rock on top of her head. And Crosshair goes through the data banks and he sees that who's in front of them is Assaj Ventress, like the separatist, like Sith acolyte who's done terrible things in the Clone Wars. Assaj Ventress picks up on this, and she sends Omega off on a wild goose chase to get her out of there. And then Hunter, Wrecker, and Crosshair's like, you're going to leave right now. And then Assaj Ventress is like, come on guys, you're no match against me. Like, you know who I am. Like, don't even bother trying. And they're like, clones like, we don't care who you are. Like, we've taken down worse. And I'm trying to see like how they've taken down worse, because Assaj Ventress in the Clone Wars was way up there. I don't really believe that when clones say it. And then Assaj Ventress, she starts fighting them. So they try to pull out the gun. She uses the Force and takes them away. And so like it's a hand-to-hand combat fight. It's 3 against 1, and she demolishes all 3 of them. Even with Wrecker with his enhanced strength, it doesn't mean anything. It's clones versus a Jedi. I mean, and they can't. They're not using their blasters. And Assaj Ventress, she's pulling her punches. She's even holding back, and she's beating up the clones. I mean, it's not a huge surprise to me. It would be shocked if the clones, if it was a hand-to-hand combat and it was 3 clones and they were beating Assaj Ventress. That would be a huge shock. But there's no surprise that Assaj Ventress was able to beat Clone Force 99. It's not a surprise at all. So she wins like easily, and Omega, she's still going on this little goose chase to do this test. She completes it, but she finds that Hunter, Crosshair, and Wrecker have been subdued by Assaj Ventress, and like she's using the Force on them, and she lets them go. And then Crosshair, Omega, and the other clones, they're back on the ship. They're trying to convince Omega, hey, you can't trust Assaj Ventress. She's a war criminal. And then Omega's like, she's changed, you know. Everyone can change if they want to. She points out to Crosshair that he's changed and that she didn't give up on him. And she said that we can trust Assaj Ventress because she didn't kill you all when she had the chance. Basically, the rest of the episode, Assaj Ventress continues to train Omega, but Omega, she gets frustrated. Like, she's not able to do these like force abilities very easily, and so she's like, I'm not good at this. I'm not gonna do it. This is like a waste of time. And then Assaj Ventress is like, hey, if you don't want to try it anymore, then I guess this is a waste of time. I know that Omega is just like a kid and still, but I guess what I would have wanted for her to do was, hey, you can't expect to be able to lift something with the Force like in one day. It's gonna take more time and practice than what you put in. You're not gonna just do it that quickly. It's gonna take time. And I wish that was just really emphasized to Omega, that you can't expect instant gratification. Anyway, Assaj Ventress does the task or the test that she was asking Omega to do, and then it brings out a sea monster. Assaj wasn't intentionally trying to do this. She was just trying to teach Omega something. They were able to fight off the monster for a little bit, but then Assaj uses the Force to calm the monster down. And then Assaj Ventress leaves, telling them that, hey, you need to leave this place. You're not as safe as you think here. Keep a very low profile. And then she goes out. So overall, really good episode. I wonder if they're going to do a spin-off series with Assaj Ventress. Seems like that's what they're doing, because then it was The Mandalorian, and then there's Book of Boba Fett, and then there's the Ahsoka, and we might get a spin-off with Assaj Ventress, because they have to explain how she's alive, because supposedly she died in the Clone Wars to Count Dooku. So overall, good episode. So that's all we have for today. If you liked what I had to share, please hit the like button, hit subscribe, share this video with all your friends, and all of you have a great day.